SL1000 podcast. You niggas gotta check this bitch out. Cause homie real.
I'll share you a Slim story. Rest in peace to Magic and Slim. Actually, Slim was supposed to be the third verse of I Smoke, I Drank. But around, me and Magic made that joint. And for a while, we ran with it. And we had just performed the two verses in the hook. And he was still deciding what he was going to do about the third verse. So one night, and after we clicked with each other, we'll be in the studio together outside of shots out to Mo P. We'll be at Mo P studio out here recording. Magic was working on, he was coming out of his situation with No Limit and what have we, and going into Cat, coming out of Cat to something. He was, between deals. So he was trying to get the right recipe to approach the executives with. And I Smoke, I Drank became that song. But in the midst of that, our chemistry was phenomenal. So we started working on a record that's called an album, actually, matter of fact, that was called Country Boys and City Slippers. Yeah, and fast forward in the tape, we did that joint, ran with it. It wasn't complete, but it was other beats and stuff and that. So we ended up recording maybe about 9 to 10, if not 11 songs before he passed that's unreleased. But that was going to be a Bleed and Magic project. But for his solo project, he was doing I Smoke, I Drank. Really, he wanted to call it Do It Big. You being from the city, I was like, nah, don't do that. That's Trill shit. That's Webby shit. You know what I mean? Don't be a Baton Rouge, New Orleans clash. Call it something else. He had told me, well, I'm already dealing with Webby and boosting them and Trill, Turkey Mail. Shouts out to all them guys. And he ended up, naming it that. So we started to run with it like that. And every show we'll do, and I'm talking about Louisiana. I don't know if we actually went to Texas, but let's say Louisiana to Alabama, Mississippi on the in-between. Before Hurricane Katrina, you know what it was like on the Gulf Coast. You got club after club. We doing 3 to 5 shows a night. We'll go perform a few songs, run down the street, scoop up some more money, stay in the town and blaze and be back home.
I'm telling
you. Every show we went to, I want to say the last time I heard this, we was in Monroe, Louisiana. We get off the stage, headline, shut it down, on our way out. MC will get on the mic. This every show before then, I could say, this the last one. But they say, next week, y'all, Soulja Slim come. Kept hearing that. So, me and Magic get back to the city and start, continuing the recording process of that Country Boys and City Slippers. You know how they call us country boys, compared to the big city and Baton Rouge, or most City Slippers.
Right.
So, one night, about 4 or 5 in the morning, we come out to go home, go to sleep, rest up, check on the wife and kids, and be back at it by the evening time. So we come out, smoke us one for we'll part ways. And he say, man, we smoking. And he say, man, you know who I'm gonna put on that record? I say, who? He say, Soulja Slim. I say, yeah, that's who you put on that bitch.
That bitch would have been. That bitch was retarded. That bitch.
150 Soulja. He say, yeah, tomorrow when I wake up, I'm going straight to the city and go get Slim and put Slim on that record. I say, yeah, man, as soon as y'all record that bitch, call me and let me hear it. I know I'm going to see him, but I was that eager to hear what it sounded like. And I would get rumors, and not rumors, actual facts from the No Limit camp and other guys in the street would say, man, Slim love you. You know what I mean? He want to fuck with you and do something, but I had never met Slim. You'll hear all these horrific stories of Slim in the street. They ain't the guy you really want to approach, if you ain't knowing. So the very next, before that, I say that, few weeks or so, maybe even a month or so prior to that, this after Snoop signed a No Limit. Snoop had moved to Baton Rouge for a while. I didn't know he was posted out here. So Snoop was the same, crazy, phenomenal love for me and likewise. And I get those rumors. And we had efforts to meet each other while I was in California on the weekends, but he was tied up to me. So it wouldn't be to a night in Houston that we performed with. Everybody was there. Slim was still alive. I mean, Montel Jordan was there. It was it's like 50 to 100 of us on stage, where half of us had to wait halfway back of the stage and the back of the stage, and he'll call you up when it's time to perform. So I met Snoop like that when he was sitting on the backdrop and sent his dad to come get him. So I walked in the back of the stage and it's him and Daz. I had met Daz in California before, but I had never met Snoop face to face. It was our first meeting, and Snoop said, "Well, look, I'm just trying to tell you, man, I'm in your neighborhood, I'm in your backyard." So and I said I was not gonna finish my record without having you on that record. I said, "Man, I appreciate that." And he was still calling himself Snoop Dogg Corleone at the time. So we was on the Corleone shit, you know what I mean? We ended up making a record called Family Values. You know what I mean? Family Ties or Family Values. I think it was Family Values. And that never came out to this day. And, you know, there's some talks about it being released on with Beats by the Pound. I think they're going to do a documentary or something like that for briefing. But until then, but saying that to say this, I was supposed to go to Atlanta that night to do a show. But the plane tickets and all that was switched up and misconstrued. I ended up stressing out, catching a headache, you know what I mean, and all that. So Snoop called that same day to my manager, Paul, and let me hear the message. So I mustered myself together and said, "Man, let me go fuck with Dog." And I went over there, and the whole night, I was like, "You all right?" You know what I mean? Yeah, he could see that I wasn't, you know what I mean, really feeling too up to it. So I pushed myself through. We got the song complete. C Murder was still out. Mac was still out. All of us was in the building. They all left and went to a party. It was like, "You coming?" I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm finna go home and rest off this headache." So I told Dog, "I just came to do that with you." And they left. But before I left, me and Moby, and out of everybody was real, you know, it's real cool. So I still be hang around with Mo sometimes, you know what I mean, while he mixing, doing whatever and shutting down the studio. So I say, "Mo, I'm finna go home, man, give me some rest." He say, "Hold up, bleed before you leave. Slim on his way up here. That nigga love you, man. You wanna meet you. I'm gonna wait for Slim." And I did that, and he took a minute or so. So after a while, Mo come to me and say, "Man, you know, you can bust out now. You know, Slim in the parking lot." So we all go down. And I met him in the parking lot, grabbed and embraced each other. You see the love in each other's eyes, man. I love Slim. And like, "Bro, we gonna get us one in." I was like, "Yeah, for sure, my nigga." And bust out. It's my first and only time meeting him in life. So fast forward in the tape, Magic, the next morning, when he get up, you know, he's supposed to be in New Orleans recording Slim. So we left about 5 that morning. Somewhere between 2, 4 that afternoon, I wake up to the phone ring. Look at the call ID. It's Magic. I hurry up and pop up. Hey, what's happening?" He say, "Man, Slim dead, bro." Next day he got murdered that next day. So the night before he was murdered, we was planning on putting him on that record, and before we can get it to him. Yeah.
Slim was supposed to get on I Smoke, I Drink.
Yeah.
God dang.
The saying "Rest in peace to Soulja Slim," and, you know, kind of make up the difference. You know what I mean? But that was originally supposed to be me, Magic, and Soulja Slim for the first time. My first time recording with Magic would have been my first time having a record with Slim. So that's my Slim story.
That's crazy, man.